Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Thursday, October 12th.
I have deputies going door to door to check for injuries and see how people are doing and what they need.
Around 4:45 this morning, a possible tornado occurred in the Indian Trail section of Palm Coast. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley describes the scene.
The worst damage seems to be on Baltimore. We do know that we believe there are about 10 or 11 homes that are damaged to some degree. One car is flipped upside down. A lot of fences are down. We're working with the Palm Coast and Flagler County Fire Rescue. We have command centers set up at Indian Trail Sports Complex.
Flagler County Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord says stay clear of the area.
If you are curious, just please don't go in that area. We do have some roads closed. Between the Sheriff's Office and Fire Police do have some areas closed off at this point in time, and we'd rather people just stay out of the area. They don't have an immediate need to be in that area until we get a chance to make sure it is safe for folks to be around.
Jonathan Lord tells us the tornado in the B section may not have been the only one in Flagler County this morning.
Also, all the way out in Bunnell, we're starting to get reports now as people are waking up about trees down in the County Road 75 area as well.
Despite the tornado, Flagler County School Superintendent LaShaka Moore confirms school will remain open.
At this time, we are scheduled to have school today. We ask that our families that have been impacted by the possible tornadoes, that they do what is important in order to keep their families safe. We do have school today for all of our students. We are prepared for a great 44th day of school. Be safe.
So far, no injuries have been reported. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
He raped a child under 12 years old on 2 occasions.
And now that man is heading to prison. A jury found Mazeret Tehran of Palm Coast guilty of 2 counts of sexual battery on a person under 12 years old and lewd or lascivious molestation of a child. R.J. Larissa is the state attorney for the 7th Circuit.
The 2 sexual batteries or rapes carry a mandatory life sentence, so he was sentenced to life on both of those. He's now considered a sexual predator, and he will spend the rest of his life in prison. He'll die in the state prison system.
Larissa credited the Flagler County Sheriff's Office for helping secure the conviction.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office did an excellent job. These are very difficult cases, especially considering the tender age of our child victims. So the Sheriff's Office is always quite professional and does an excellent job. And then, of course, Melissa Clark, our career criminal prosecutor in Flagler County, to get that child ready, to put the evidence together. These are probably the most difficult cases that we prosecute because we've got children under the age of 12 that we're trying to prepare to walk into that courtroom and testify with their rapist sitting in that courtroom.
The Honorable Terrence Perkins presided over the case and pronounced sentence.
The single green laser that's coming out of the aircraft, it's safe. It's a green laser, low powered, so there's no harm to anybody on the ground.
If you see an aircraft beaming a green laser fly over, it's not Scotty trying to beam you up to the Enterprise. Liz Ryan tracked down the source.
It's not something extraterrestrial. It's not a new Amazon delivery method either. It's just Fugro. They've been contracted by the Department of Environmental Protection to map the waters of the East Coast. I spoke to Mark McDonald, Director of Hydrography. He explained what they're doing.
The Florida Seafloor Mapping Initiative, and it's to map the coastal waters around Florida with the intent to create maps that can help them better review and plan for hazards, safety navigation, environmental aspects, habitat mapping, different coastal needs.
Think of the green laser beam as sort of like a Bosch laser measure tool you might find at Home Depot, but on steroids.
It's a green light detection that scans back and forth over this ocean, and it can penetrate the water to the seafloor, and then we measure that range from the aircraft down to the seafloor.
They've been contracted to map the entire east coast of Florida, and they're almost done with our part of the state. And like the snowbirds, they're headed south.
We're gradually moving our way down the coast.
To learn more about these really cool geospatial projects, go to floridagio.gov. If you have kids in the family that are nuts about science, they'll love it. For Flagler's Local News, I'm Liz Ryan.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.